Hi friends, thanks for joining me for another tutorial in Melinda's Rubber Room. I'm Melinda Pierce and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to show you this fun fold card that also has a bookmark attached to it. So I'm going to point you down to my work surface and get right to it. This is a card that I just showed on my Zoom session. This is a free class that I offer on Wednesday mornings from 10 a.m. to noon. And I provide all the measurements ahead of time so that you can have all the cardstock cut so that we can do the card together. So these are my measurements for my original card. I'm going to do my card today a little bit differently, just cutting out a couple of the layers. So I am starting with a piece of card base that measures 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So that is the front of our card. And then I have a piece of designer series paper that is going to go on the front of this card. This is designer series paper is from the Regency Park designer series paper from Stampin' Up! It's gorgeous paper. It has great designs both front and the back, and it does have a punch that coordinates with it to punch out the flowers on it. So you'll see all the flowers that I cut out just this morning. So this is the stamp set, and then it does have the coordinating punch. Now the stamp set and the punch are carrying over, but you can get it as a bundle right now and save 10%. And we are also offering free shipping today, just for today, with every $75 purchase. So you can save on that as well. The designer series paper will be retiring, so if you want to get that coordination, you should purchase that as soon as possible, because once things are sold out, they will not be coming back. Okay, so I'm just going to attach this designer series paper to the front of my card. This designer series paper measures 5 1/4 by 4. That goes right on the front like so. So this is basically a card on a card. So the front just has a separate little card on the front, and then it opens like that. So that makes it kind of a fun fold in addition to having this bookmark. Okay, so we have that designer series paper down, and then I have a mat, and that measures 4.5 by 3.5. Okay, so this mat just goes right on top of that designer series paper, just like so. And I'm putting this a little bit more down towards the bottom than the top on purpose, so that when you have your card, your bookmark will kind of sit so that the little ribbon will be just at the top of the card. Okay, so that's the mat for the front of the card, and then we have a piece of white cardstock. This measures 6.5 by 4 1/4, and it's scored by 3 1/4. I'm just going to go ahead and attach that on top of my mat. Just like so. And then I have a piece of designer series paper that ties in with the base of my designer series paper, and that measures 3 1/4 by 3. Just gonna put that right down on the bottom of my card. Just like so. Okay, so I also have a piece of white cardstock that goes on the inside of my card, and that measures 5 1/4 by 4. Just like so. Okay, so now I am going to make the bookmark part of the card. So what I have is a piece of designer series paper that measures 5 inches by 5 inches. Fold it in half one way and then fold it in half the other way. And I'm just going to go ahead and reinforce those folds going in both directions. Turning it inside out, just like so. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut one of those corners off. Just like so. Okay, now I want this blue side to be on the outside of my bookmark instead of this. So I'm going to take this and I need to look at my little sample here. I'm going to take this side here and fold it down on an angle, like so. And then I'm going to take this piece and fold it in, take this piece and fold it down. So let me show you that again on my sample. So this is my corner. This is the side that I want facing up. Take this piece here, fold it in on itself, fold this side in on itself, and then fold this side down. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue this side together. Close that up. Okay, and I want my bookmark to have the opening from this left corner down to this right corner. And I want a ribbon hanging off the top so that people will know to pull this off of their card and use it as a bookmark. So I have a piece of ribbon that I folded in half. It's maybe 4 inches long. And I'm just going to open this corner up and tape that ribbon down. I'm going to cut this a little shorter, like that. Okay, so I have my ribbon hanging off the edge a little bit, and I'm just going to take some tape and tape that in there. I want to make sure that's in there nice and tight because that will get some, you know, it's going to get some tension on there as people pull it off the card and off their book when they're using it. And then we're going to close that triangle back up and we're just going to seal that shut. So just go ahead and put adhesive around the top and on the sides and close that up. Okay, so now we have a bookmark that opens like that. And we want to just put a little bit of glue right here on the corner and right here on this tip here. So we're just putting a little bit of glue right up here on this edge here. And that leaves you with a little opening right here where the slit is. Okay, so now that will go on your card just like so. So now we have, okay, so I have 2 circles. My white circle is 2 inches. That's going to go on top, and then I have a larger one that's 2.5 inches, and that's going to go underneath. So what I'm going to do first is go ahead and glue my outside circle onto my bookmark. So I just want to put a little bit of glue right here on the top of my circle. Glue that onto my bookmark. I'll make sure it's not hanging over and getting glue onto your card. So you might want to take it off at this point. Make sure there's no glue under there. And then slip it back on. And now we're going to take the blue circle and glue it right underneath it. So make sure you glue on your top circle first, That'll tell you where to put the placement of your larger circle. And I'm just going to slide this in right under there, put it into place, just like so. Okay, so remember you can still lift your bookmark off. Okay, so now all that's left is to decorate it, the inside and the outside. If you wanted to do any stamping, I would suggest doing your stamping ahead of time. I didn't do that, but all I have to stamp is a hello, and the rest of it is just die cuts. So I think I can do that without any trouble. Okay, so the hello that I'm using is from the Irresistible Bloom stamp set. This is an online exclusive. It's currently out of stock, but keep your eyes out for it online. Okay, so there's my little hello. And then, as I said in the beginning, I'm using the Regency Park Designer Series paper, and it has, so that's the paper that I used for the bookmark, as well as this outside piece, this front piece. And then it has all of these flowers that you can punch out with the punch that coordinates with it. So I've got all these flowers now that I punched out. I have some extra leaves. So I'm just going to go about decorating my card. So I think I'm going to put a nice little yellow daisy here, and I think I'm going to raise that up with a dimensional, just like so. And then I fussy cutted the leaves. They weren't too hard to do, so I'm just going to scatter some leaves in here. It's nice just to sit and do some fussy cutting and punching when you have time to do it. Just one of those things that you don't really have to think about, but once you have them done, it's nice just to go and create a card and not have to worry about having to do all that little tedious work. So make sure when you're putting things on this circle that you don't put any glue that's overhanging that circle, or it's going to glue to your circle underneath it. So I think I did that, so I'm just going to take some of this glue off. Okay. All right, and then I have some little flowers here that match my Designer Series paper, which always makes it easy. I'm going to use some of those on the front. I raise one of those up, and the other one I'm just going to glue directly to my card. What's nice when you're gluing items like this that have a white background and you're gluing it to white paper, you don't have to necessarily make sure that it's all perfectly cut out, because it just kind of blends in with the background. So I have that, and then I have the couple sprinkled on the inside of my card. You can also just use scraps of Designer Series paper to decorate your inside. That's always a fun way to do it, and makes it all coordinate. Got glue all over my fingers. I'm sure we can all relate to that. And then on the inside, I'm going to sprinkle a few more flowers. So very little stamping on this particular card. Of course, you can stamp all your decorations if you want to, but again, this makes it so easy having everything all cut out and everything's colored and matches. And okay, so there is that completed card. Hope you enjoyed that layout. Make sure you check out the online items that are on sale right now. There's a lot of great bargains out there for 60% off the retirement items, and you get free shipping on a $75 order today only. So it's really a good day to do some shopping, stock up on some items that are going to be increasing in prices. Cardstock, ink pads, some of those basic things are going to be increasing in price. So if you're gonna, if you need to buy them anyway, you might as well buy them while you have free shipping. And they're a little bit cheaper right now until the end of the month. So check that all out on my online store, melindapierce.stampinup.net. And feel free to join me over on my Facebook page so you can see all the latest information about my Zoom classes on Wednesdays. I would love to have you join us for those. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.